We saw in Q4 the findings reveal that, an extraordinary and exceptional resilience in the Kenyan real estate market seemed to surface. Has that resilience held on through the first quarter of this year?
Well, the first quarter started off on a very positive note, with the market showing continued solidity. We've had a 4.4% growth in asking prices over this first quarter. The key thing about this is that the biggest increments have been seen in the middle market standalone type of houses, which are becoming quite characteristic of Nairobi, where we've had a lot of developments moving away from the away from the peripheral centers of Nairobi and going towards the more suburban areas. So the year has started on a positive note, and I think it's sort of a continuum from the performance that we saw in the last year.
Is there a differentiation to be made between the different segments within that property market, though, looking at the buy to rent market and the buyer's market itself?
It's been quite a mixed market. I wouldn't say it's been a buyer's market. For the most time, it's been in equilibrium, and it started very much off as a seller's market. But we've now had a number of developers moving into the mid-market. This is an area of much growth in Kenya at the moment, and I think with that we found few more projects, a lot more options, and we're coming to a bit more of a level of equilibrium in the market.
So just how much momentum are you forecasting for the year ahead from the kind of tone that's been set in the first 3 months of this year?
Sorry, say that again, I didn't get that.
Just looking at the momentum, especially when it comes to house prices in particular, how much more momentum are you looking forward to as we progress through the 2011 year, given the tone that the first quarter is set?
I think, the property market in Kenya has been quite stable. I mean, we had a very increased period of growth to start off with, and then it kind of leveled off, and we've seen very steady growth over the last few years. I imagine that this growth is going to continue as we move forward, but what will change is what is underpinning this growth. And where our market used to be dependent so much on the upmarket segment, there is now a move towards the mid-market and possibly then towards the lower market segments.
Where you talk about what's underlying and what's supporting the growth that we're seeing, we saw comments surface last year where there was concern that piracy money from Somalia was fueling the rise in the property price market as we're seeing in the country. To what extent is that still a concern?
To be honest, in the formal sector, I don't think that it's been a big influence. The properties that come onto the formal market that are listed with estate agents, we haven't had a lot of that. There are rumors of certain areas in Nairobi being affected by that, but I think it's very localized. It's not, I wouldn't say it's general across the board for the property market.